Hi guys, my name is Maria and welcome to another video. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought that we would dive into the beautiful species of bird that is the Caique. Also, if the lighting seems to be a bit off, I'm sorry. Today it's thundering and the lighting keeps going up and down and up and down. And also, I'm sorry if I sound weird. My ear has been clogged for the past 5 days and it's been really annoying. So I can only hear out of one ear, so if I talk weird, that's why. So again, today I would like to dive into the species of bird that is the Caique. Which here's my Caique. His name is Cass, short for Castiel, and he is one of my 8 birds, and we love him. He's one of a kind. And the way that I want to go about going deep into the type of bird that the Caique is first I'm going to list regular physical characteristics and traits and stuff like that that is true for every Caique in terms of their appearance and stuff like that. And then I'm going to go into traits that you can find on the internet that is written about the Caique, and then I'm going to compare and contrast that with my own Caique, Cass, right here. So let's get into the video. Okay, so let's begin with the basic physical characteristics that are true of all Caiques in terms of appearance and stuff like that. So Caiques are defined as a relatively small and stocky bird with short, square tail and bright colors. Yeah, aren't his colors so pretty? So they're considered a medium-sized bird, not small, medium. So when we go further into that, there are 2 primary nominal species of Caique. That's the most popular one. The first one is the black-headed Caique, which, you know, they have like a black crown on their head, and that is how you can tell them apart. And the other one is the white-bellied Caique, which Cass over here is. See, his belly is white. So both species, the black-headed Caique and the white-bellied Caique, have white bellies, but only the black-headed Caique has the black crown on their head. So they're unique in that way. So a Caique's typical weight is about 150 to 170 grams, and they're about 9 to 10 inches long. And usually the white-bellied species are larger and heavier than the black-headed ones, and they live on average 25 to 30 years in captivity, and in the wild they actually live even longer. Also, they come from South America, more specifically north of the Amazon. And in terms of price wise, they are about, I would say on average, $750 to anywhere $2,500, I would say. Cass was on the upper hand of that. Caiques are not as common of a bird, so that's why they're more expensive. Yes, those are the basic physical characteristics of the Caique, which, as you can see, is also true for Cass as well. So one more basic characteristic of Caiques in terms of what kind of diet they should be on is they should be on a quality palate, and they should supplement that with vegetables and fruit. A lot more vegetables than fruit, because fruits do have a lot of sugar in them, so you can give that to them as a treat, but not really as something that they can eat every single day, like chop, for example. Also, they do well with some protein, like a grain or something, I usually add some sort of grain, rice or quinoa or lentils or anything really to their chop when I make it, so that they get that protein and it's not just only vegetables. So moving on to the characteristics and the traits, well, not characteristics, but the personality traits of the Caique, what they like and what they don't like. So basically, in order to find this, I just went online, I googled Caique. Don't mind the other birds in the background. Life with 8 birds gets really loud, so this is pretty much normal, everyday noises for us. So when we're talking about the personality and the traits of the Caique that you can find on the internet, Caiques, usually they are said to be very energetic. They are actually one of the most energetic birds. They're very curious and very intelligent, and they always just want to non-stop explore. If we let Cass out of his cage, which he's out of his cage more than 2 hours a day, he is just hopping around all over the house and getting into all sorts of trouble. And so in terms of if Cass is like that or not, the answer is yes. Cass is also very energetic. As you can see, he cannot sit still. He always needs to be doing something. My husband actually made up this game with him where he wrestles with him with his fingers. And so any way to get Cass's energy out is really good, because he is just a ball of energy, non-stop, all day long, aren't you, Cass? So because they're so energetic, they also need a very big cage. As big as you can find, so that they can stretch their legs and they can jump around the cage in case they're not out of their cage or you're away or something like that. And they are also considered to be one of the most intelligent birds, which means that they need all kinds of different toys, foraging toys, anything really, which again, I said they get bored very easily and get into trouble a lot. So considered to be busybodies, I would say. And in terms of my Caique Cass, I would say that that is definitely the case. He's very smart. He knows a few tricks, and when we try to teach him a trick, he picks it up really quickly. He is a very, very, very smart fella, and he is really just one of a kind, which all these birds are. So moving on, Caiques are not considered to be big talkers as opposed to like an African gray or a macaw, although they do make some sounds. Cass makes this cute little chirping sound, and he also whistles, and he can get pretty loud, probably medium loudness, I would say. So Caiques are really not the ideal bird to have in an apartment setting. In a house, that's perfect scenario, but in an apartment, you might annoy your neighbors, because he can be pretty annoying, especially when you don't take him out right away. When he wants to come out, he will go crazy and he will be really loud, and he is just a funny guy like that. From what I read, it is possible for Caiques to learn how to talk, but mine doesn't. Cass does not know how to talk. I don't know if he is going to be able to talk in the future, but he does not talk at the moment. And from what I hear, their clarity in terms of talking is not very good, as opposed to like a macaw or an African gray, so it's kind of hard to understand them, which is true for most smaller species of bird, because it's just harder for them to copy the exact same sounds as they hear from you. Also, in terms of them being high maintenance or not, Caiques are definitely very high maintenance. They are probably one of the most high maintenance birds you can have because they really cannot sit still. And they always need to be doing something, need to be exploring, need to be learning something. Otherwise, they get really bored and really unhappy. So Caiques are considered to be a really intelligent bird. And when it comes to my bird, Castiel, he is definitely very high maintenance. He's probably one of our most high maintenance birds. He does like human interaction. He doesn't just like to run around the house and do his own thing, really. He likes to be on someone, climbing and jumping on them like on a playground, as opposed to, let's say, our 2 Indian ringnecks, which they just like to do their own thing. They do not like to be on us. They just kind of like to be around us, but not on us. Cass, on the other hand, as you can see, he needs to be jumping on me, and he needs to jump on my head and jump all around and climb me like a playground. So definitely true for Cass. High maintenance bird, aren't ya, buddy? Also, when you look online, it will say that Caiques are known to be aggressive and to not like other birds that are not the same species as them, mostly, even more than other Caiques. They are known to attack other birds and go for the kill because they get really jealous, and it's best to have a Caique only if you are a 1-bird family. We have 7 other birds, and definitely we have been working on him getting along with the other ones, but they still get into fights with a lot of them from time to time. But we supervise them, and we are working on him accepting the rest of his flock and just being nicer to everyone. So when it comes to being aggressive towards other birds, that is true for Cass. He's definitely aggressive towards the rest of our birds. There isn't really one bird that he has bonded with super hard. Probably he's bonded more to us than he has to any other bird. But it is possible to have a Caique that is bonded with another Caique, but that is really only possible if, let's say, they grow up together or the 2 birds have known each other their whole lives. Then they can definitely bond and not be aggressive towards each other. But for the most part, Caiques are very aggressive towards other birds. And it only makes sense that because Caiques are so energetic and have so much energy and are always moving around, jumping around, and trying to get everywhere, that they eat a lot of food, which Cass probably has one of the biggest appetites of any of our bird, and he definitely likes to chow down with his chop and his palates. Also, if you look online, you will see that it says that most Caiques love baths or showers, and they love to sit under the water and get their feathers wet, and they just love that. And when it comes to our Caique Cass, he's definitely one of our birds that loves showers the most. He's always down for a shower, either under the faucet or when one of us takes a shower. He is always down to have a party under the shower, and he loves it. Aside from all of that, I think I have mentioned it in one of my videos before. I think it was the video that I did story time with Cass, which I will link in the description down below, so you guys can watch that if you haven't seen it yet. Caiques tend to go through what is called a bluffing phase in parrots, and that is basically when they're maturing and they're about to, reach that adult age. They go through a phase where they are very nippy and kind of mean, and they just act like big jerks. And I'm pretty sure that is what Cass is going through right now, because He was always very sweet and affectionate, and I would say a few months ago he started being extremely nippy and aggressive towards us, even though we still take him out all the time and he's out of the cage a lot. But we're hoping that once we get through that phase, and you know, then he will just be back to normal and he will be our normal cuddly Cass. Right, Cora? What are you doing over there? Thank you. Thank you for brushing my hair for me. You're so sweet. So as you can see, I would say if comparing what the characteristics online say, like when you're doing research before getting a Caique, what stuff online says, as opposed to how my actual bird Cass is, I would say it's very accurate. I'm not saying all Caiques are like that, because that is definitely not true. All birds are different, as I mentioned in a previous video. Even within the normal characteristics of that bird, they also have very different personalities. And just because a bird is known to have a certain characteristic does not mean that all of that same type of bird are going to be like that. So there you have it, guys. We did a thorough dive into the Caique breed of bird and compared and contrasted to my Caique Cass. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you liked it or if you found something knowledgeable in it, please like, subscribe, ring the bell so you can get notifications whenever I post my videos, which I post on Tuesdays and Fridays every single week. So make sure to do that, and please reach out on Facebook, Instagram, wherever, and I will be happy to talk birds or anything else that is on your mind. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching my video, and I hope you guys have a great day. See you later in the next video. Bye!